This is Devin Campbell with RadDevin.com. I'm coming to you today to show you how you can use Google Reader to streamline your web browsing. If you have a Gmail account, you already have access to Google Reader. You'll see it in the bar across the top. Just click on Reader once you're logged in. And then Google Reader will load. And of course, if this is your first time using Google Reader, you won't have this screen you're seeing now. You won't have 915 unread items, certainly, and you probably won't have any subscriptions. And what you will see will look more like this. You'll have the sidebar over here, and using this sidebar you can add subscriptions, which will pull content from your favorite websites into Google Reader. You can either click here on Add Subscription and paste in the name of the site or a search term or the URL of the feed you want to subscribe to, and then click Add. And once you've done that, you're automatically subscribed to that site. It will bring you to that site's feed in Google Reader, and you'll have an opportunity to put it into a folder or tag it or view the feed items. If you're not sure what you want to add, you can go here to Browse, and Google has prepared a few bundle packs based on different themes. You have News, which is a bundle of feeds, Sports, and Staff Picks, and they have a plethora of other bundles as well. You can search or browse based on a keyword or an interest that you have. But if you're like most people, you probably have a few sites that you already enjoy. So I'll show you how to add those sites to Google Reader. Let's say you wanted to add my site. You can just go to raddevin.com. You can add this, just this URL, raddevin.com, and add a subscription, and that will work. Or you may have noticed on the site I have a few different subscription links for different categories. This one is what you would get by subscribing just based on the URL. So if you do entire site or the URL, that's the same thing. Also, you may have noticed this button here to the right of your address bar in Firefox. I believe the new versions of Internet Explorer have something similar that will use that same feed, the feed for the entire site. But I have it drilled down in case you want to subscribe to specific content. If you're a gamer, you can subscribe to the games section. If you're interested in strictly tech news, you can subscribe to that section. So let's go that route. If you're in a browser that handles RSS, which most modern browsers do, you can just click on one of these feeds, any kind of feed, and it will show a browser-friendly version of the feed. If you're in an older browser like Internet Explorer 6, first of all, you probably want to think about upgrading. Secondly, you're not going to get this. You're going to see a bunch of weird XML code. Actually, I'm sorry, you will get this because my feed is through FeedBurner. On a standard feed, you will not. You will just get the XML. But if you click on it this way, you can subscribe now using this button. This will add it to Google. Google will pop up a page that asks if you want to add it to your Google home page or if you want to add it to Google Reader, and you can simply click the Google Reader button there. You may not have this capability on all sites. Like I said, if they're not going through FeedBurner, it's not quite as friendly, although the browsers do quite a bit now to make it a little bit easier. But if you didn't have that, but you still had maybe a feed icon somewhere on the side or an icon that says XML or RSS, those are all different feeds that you can subscribe to using your RSS reader. So if you had that, and let's just pretend this is one of those, you can right click on it, copy the location, go back to Google Reader, and then paste that into your add a subscription box. So add here will add just the tech feed from raddevon.com to your Google Reader. We'll go ahead and do that now. And there it is. This shows the current articles under Tech. Now, while I'm here, I can apply different settings just to this feed. I can choose how I want the articles sorted. I can unsubscribe, rename it if this particular name is not descriptive enough, or I can organize it by adding it to a folder. I can create a new folder to put it into, and that will help me keep my feed straight. If it's a foreign feed, you can translate it. So now we're subscribed to a feed. I'm going to show you the way I typically use Google Reader. I usually live here in the All Items list. This takes all of the feeds you're subscribed to, and I'll scroll through my list here real quick. These are tags, and so if I click on those, I'll see posts that I have tagged with these words. Up here are my folders, of course, and they're expanded to show the feeds that are inside them. A feed can be in multiple folders, but this will just give you an idea of the number of feeds that you can read fairly easily using the Google Reader software. So now I'll go back over here to my All Items view, and I usually even hide this sidebar. Google Reader has a number of keyboard shortcuts that make browsing a lot faster. Right now you'll see the blue outline is prominent on this post. I'm focused on this post. So I can press J to move to the next post. I can press K to move to the previous post so that I'll go back to the one I just left. And I can use M to mark an item as read. By default, Google Reader will automatically mark items as read as you scroll through them. So if I had that setting in place, as I scrolled through these, every time I leave one, the previous one will be marked as read. Google assumes that I have already done what I need to do with that particular item. I usually turn that off. I like to explicitly mark my items as read, so I'll show you where you'll find that setting. In expanded view, mark items as read when you scroll past them. If that is checked, you'll automatically mark them as read as you scroll through. If it's unchecked, you'll have to explicitly mark them, and you can do so either by clicking on mark as read, and it'll put a little tick in the box, or on an item that has focus, you can press the M key, and you'll notice I'm about to press the M key. In the top left I have 921 new items. When I press this M key, that will go down to 920 to show that it's marked as read. So now I can just continue scrolling through, marking the items as read as I look at them. If I see something that I think I may want to look at later, I'll press the S key. That adds a star. If I see something I want to share with my friends, I can do a capital S, Shift S, and that will share it. Shared items are seen by anyone who uses Google Reader who is also in your Gmail contacts. I can also share with a note. I'm not sure if it has a keyboard shortcut or not, but you can click here and it gives you an opportunity to write a note. Another Google Reader shortcut you'll find yourself using pretty frequently is the V key, which is for view. What that will do is take the currently focused story and break it out in its original website. So here we have a story on Destructoid about Battlefield heroes. If we press V, it will open that story on Destructoid. And this is useful because oftentimes you'll have feeds that will provide you only with an excerpt in the feed. They won't provide you with the full content. So when you get to that item, if you want to see the full story, you can press V and it will pull it up in a new window for you. Okay, that pretty much covers it for the basics. I'll post in the show notes a comprehensive list of the Google Reader keyboard shortcuts. Also, Google Reader is not the only feed reader. It is my favorite, but there are lots of other options. My wife is a big fan of NetVibes, which is a custom start page that allows you to put feeds on the start page. That's a pretty nice one, and there are lots of other options as well. If you like this video, come back to raddevon.com, subscribe, and you'll get more content like this. Post a note in the comments, tell me what you liked, what you want to see more of, and I will try to get something else pretty quickly. Thank you.